Alrighty, good evening folks. Welcome to another night of Collage. We do this every Tuesday and Wednesday night. And to open up tonight's proceedings, give it up for them, please. Enjoy, you will.
Thanks for coming down, guys.
Thanks for having us. My name's Nick, I'm from Sydney. I don't know about you, but too often I'm in rooms that I don't want to be in, talking to people that I don't want to talk to. I'm of course not talking about tonight, because I wouldn't want to be anywhere else but here. This song's called Out of the Room. All the words are on the line, and all the people plotting moves and messes, killing time, and all the lies that we've become, and all opinions lining up and falling one by one. I just wanted you to come and take me out of the room. I'm lost in conversation and frustration, bad behavior no better than my own. All the world is still a cage, and all the people merely staying. Yeah, who has the time to play? And after all is said and done, once again we wonder what's the point, we've never won. And I just wanted you to come and take me out of the room. I'm lost in conversation and frustration, bad behavior no better than my own. And as the time moves past, we meet the first and the last to look at you, and I'm not alone. So look at me and I'll follow you home. So take me out of the room. Yeah, take me out of the room. Yeah, take me out of the room. I'm lost in conversation and frustration, bad behavior no better than my own. Cheers. This song's about listening to music, something I do. It's got a record on. Something between me older than you, 'cause it's getting on. It may be something borrowed and blue, and put a record on. This day has had its hold over me, and now I'm feeling gone, and needing someone else to agree. So put a record on. I only want something I can drink to. Just put a record on, and make it something that I can think to. Just put a record on. 'Cause I really hope I can keep you. Just put a record on. I only want something I can sleep to. Put a record on. something between a lie and the truth, and play another song. Yeah, one for all the rain on the roof, put a record on, and tidy all the mess in the room, 'cause the day is gone. And tomorrow will be coming soon, so put a record on. I only want something I can drink to, just put a record on, and make it something that I can think to, just put a record on. 'Cause I really hope I can keep you, just put a record on. I only want something I can sleep to. So put a record on, please put a record on. Please put a record on. Cheers. So when I'm not making millions of dollars playing the Espy on a Tuesday night, I work a job, and I've always worked doing like social work kind of stuff, handing out needles to people who need them. Yeah, and this is like going back years ago. I was doing some work in King's Cross. I still work there, but I met this girl called Destiny, and I had a chat with her one night. Didn't think much of it at the time, and then I'd sort of done an outreach walk, and I came back, and there was this guy outside my office, and he was shooting up smack. And I sat down and had a chat with him because that was kind of like the job that I had, and his name was Chance. And turns out Chance had been in a car accident like 6 months before, and he'd spent all this time in hospital and on painkillers every day, and came out with this sort of raging heroin addiction, and you know, that's why he was using outside my office. And I always kind of thought about that day, because I met Chance and Destiny in the one day. And then like 3 years later, I was up in the Cross, and I found this, it's like a news article. Someone had cut it out of a newspaper, and it was just on the ground, and I just picked it up, because that's another thing that I do. I just pick up random pieces of crap and read them. And it turned out this news article was about the inquest into Chance's death, because he died very shortly after I met him. And this song's about that. Convince ourselves that we're alive with what we do from 9 to 5, and hide away everything we don't like. So I took the train to work at 6, painted faces, selling tricks, cool signs and unprescribed delights, and closing up as I walk past the neon lighting, the staining glass, the beggars' blondes, and all that's in between. for chance it turned out miserable. He spent 6 months in a hospital. I followed him around a quiet train. But he couldn't find a better room to put his powder in a spoon, to draw it up so he could draw away. 'Cause he thought he was invincible, or maybe just invisible. 'Cause he tried to talk, but he got turned away. Years later, read the news report. They found him on a bathroom floor. I guess he had no other place to stay. And the only thing I ever learned, it takes longer than an office term to turn around and walk another way. So much for minimizing harm. He died with the needle in his arm. That's just the way things go from now and then. And it all seems such a blur to me. The day chance and I met destiny. As history can't resist itself again and again and again. Cheers. There seems to be a lot of banjos happening tonight. I think that's a good thing. This is a cover. It's by a guy called Loudon Wainwright III, and it's called Swimming Song. This summer I went swimming. This summer I might have drowned. And I held my breath and kicked my feet and I moved my arms around. I moved my arms around. This summer I swam in the ocean, swam in the swimming pool. Salt in my wounds, chlorine in my eyes. I'm a self-destructive fool. I'm a self-destructive fool. Summer I swam in a public place in a reservoir to boot. At the latter I was informal and the former wore my suit. I wore my swimming suit. This summer I did the backstroke, you know that that's not all. I did the breaststroke and the butterfly and the old Australian crawl. The old Australian crawl. This summer I did swan dives and jackknives for you all. And once when you weren't looking, yeah, I did a cannonball. I did a cannonball. This summer I went swimming. This summer I might have drowned. But I held my breath and kicked my feet and I moved my arms around. I moved my arms around. Cheers.